Hey guys, Jeremy here with KISS Aquatic Systems. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Today's video is the 3-year anniversary update for the ultra low-tech Nano Reef tank. So if you followed some of my other reef tank videos, this video is coming out a few months late, but I guess better late than never. So let's jump in here. As you can see, this tank, uh, it's looking fairly clean. I think it's looking probably a bit cleaner than it looked on some of my previous videos, and the reason for that is a lot of my macroalgae has been replaced by coralline algae. So I've had a lot of different kinds of macroalgae just popping up spontaneously in this tank. I believe what really encouraged that was my lack of larger snail population that eats macros and my fairly strong 6,500K light bulbs that I've been running on this tank. So I had lots of red, different kinds of red gracilaria and some other things as well, also some caulerpa. And as you can see in this video, a lot of that has gone, and I have a lot more coralline. So the macros always kind of came and went in big dramatic waves. And the coralline has been slowly creeping forward and colonizing more and more rock as this tank has matured and aged. So I guess we now know who is going to win this war. It's the coralline algae, because they take surface area and they keep it. So once the macroalgae dies back, the corallines came in, took it, and subsequent macroalgae waves were really unable to get a foothold there. So I guess it's pretty clear after 3 years at this point that the dominant life force on my live rock is coralline algae. It's this pink coralline algae, which I quite like. I miss some of the lush red macros, but I will settle with coralline. So that's probably the most visible difference between the tank at 3 years old versus the tank at 2 years old. Coral-wise, obviously this is a reef tank. That's pretty important to talk about. Honestly, coral performance has been okay, kind of mixed. So I've noticed a decline in my Cephastria corals. Actually, it's a bit of a mixed performance. So I had one, the dark red Cephastria was struggling at the 2-year mark, and it's bounced back very strongly. But my 2 other Cephastrias that were doing better have actually started declining. But what is kind of funny is that subsequent to this video, I shot this video a couple months ago. Those 2 Cephastrias that were declining came back. So I guess for me, they're a little bit of an up and down kind of coral. So they were probably the biggest losers over year 3 of this tank. Yeah, the rest of the fleshier LPS have generally been doing very well, almost without exception. And I attribute that to the regular direct hand feedings of raw shrimp. So that's basically what I feed this tank. Once a week, I go around to all my fleshy LPS corals, and I feed them raw shrimp, little pieces of raw shrimp with the tweezers, and usually the next day I'll do a 10% water change, and that's it for the week. And then I'll obviously add my alkalinity and my calcium a little bit every single day. So that seems to favor the fleshier LPS. The stonier LPS have been a little bit up and down, but overall, over time, they've definitely grown and taken some share on the rocks as well, in addition to the coralline. So, yeah, overall, this tank in year 3 has been pretty smooth. So, obviously, I run this tank a bit different than most people will run their reef tanks. This is an ultra low-tech system. I have my equipment list is very small. It's a simple light fixture with mostly cheap bulbs, a powerhead, and a heater. And that's really what I run this tank on. And with that lack of tech, This is basically forced to run as a low input, low output system, which is fairly different from a lot of reef tanks, which are high input, high output systems where you feed a ton of food every single day, and then you have good nutrient export mechanisms to keep your water clear and livable. I don't have any of that stuff here. So clearly, I think you can see here that with a low tech, low input, low output system, you can have not guaranteed, but it can work. You can have, I think, a nice, stable, long-term, successful reef tank. So that's a 3-year update. Shortly after I shot this video, I actually moved. So I did take this tank down and I reset it up. So this is going to be the last update for the last contiguous update for this ultra low tech Nano Reef. I have reset up this system, but it's kind of different when you take a tank and then you break it down and reset it up. So yep, I guess you can say the experiment worked. You can reef without a ton of money and while being very, very lazy. So thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed this update. Take care and happy reefing.